Mr. Speaker, sea level rise is a major consequence of climate change. The global sea level rise is due to a combination of a thermal expansion of the oceans and an increase in the runoff from the melting of continental glaciers. The rate of global mean sea level has likely accelerated during the last century, and projections predict that the sea level will be 0.4 to 0.8 meter higher at the end of this century around the Pacific Islands. Regional variations in sea level also exist and are due to large-scale current or climate features. In addition, the sea level experience in the Pacific Islands can also be affected by vertical land movement that can either increase or decrease the effects of rise in the global mean sea level. Honourable Mr. Speaker, coastal inundations are caused by a combination of high waves, tides, storm surge, and ocean currents, while future changes in the number and severity of high waves and storms are difficult to assess. A rise in the global mean sea level will cause an increase in the frequency and severity of inundation in coastal areas. The Speaker said Fiji will continue to experience a positive rate of sea level rise. This sea level rise will cause a significant increase in frequency and severity of coastal flooding in the near future. Our government has stated that it will be difficult to protect those villages which are lying below this sea level in the longer run. So these villages will eventually have to be moved to a higher ground. Now, the Ministry of Waterways is committed to protecting those areas which we can through establishment or construction of sea walls. And we have got allocations under the Coastal Protection Program to protect these communities, the villages, the infrastructure, by construction of sea walls around these areas. Under this program, we have implemented both a mixture of nature-based sea wall and also concrete sea walls. Our nature-based sea walls, which is now internationally renowned, and also we are getting a lot of inquiries on the exact model. We've got a paper done and uploaded on our homepage on the exact dimensions of the nature-based sea wall, very unique and one of the first of its kind, where we've got 3 layers of defense in this nature-based sea wall. The first layer of defense is where we plant mangrove in front, and then we've got boulders stacked up, the second layer of defense, and the fourth layer of defense is a clay wall on which we plant vetiver, Mr. Speaker said. So very successfully constructed nature-based sea walls around Fiji, Mr. Speaker said. So Mr. Speaker said that currently the ministry is constructing nature-based sea walls at Waisese village, 500 meters, one of the longest sea wall that we are constructing, a totally nature-based sea wall. In Lotoka, Navini village, 200 meters. Bua, Nananu, the Waisese village in Lotoka, 500 meters. The Navini village in Bua, 250 meters. Nananu village, 500 meters. In Tailevu, and Nambumbu village, 200 meters in Maduata. So these are the current ones that are being constructed. All of these sites, at the moment, they are machines where we're constructing this nature-based sea wall at the moment. We are also constructing a concrete sea wall at Bow Island, 624 meters. We've been trying to construct the sea wall for the last 3 years. But because it requires a lot of mobilization, it's an island and a lot of costs are involved, we were not able to get any contractor. So finally we have mobilized the machines already, and the work is being currently undertaken. Due to the nature of that area, we can't undertake a nature-based sea wall construction. There's no material in the island. The island is very small, so we have to undertake a concrete sea wall construction. The largest sea wall, 624 meter sea wall. So that's in Bow Island, that's under construction now. So Mr. Speaker said, for the past 4 years, the Ministry of Waterways through its coastal protection programs, we have done 14 coastal protection, which consist of 4 nature-based sea wall, 1 concrete sea wall in the Western Division, 3 nature-based sea wall in the Northern Division, 3 concrete sea wall in the Central Division, 1 revetment wall in the Eastern Division, 1 nature-based sea wall in the Maritime Islands. These projects have benefited approximately 750 households living in the coastal community. So, Mrs. Speaker said, so the completed ones in the northern division are Ravi Ravi village, 660 meter seawall, Navindamu village, 150 meter seawall, Rekeniwai completed last year, 150 meter seawall, and Lamini village, 220 meter seawall. In the western division, Nambukandra, 250 meter seawall completed. Waindongo village, nature-based seawall, 140 meter. Verevere village, nature-based seawall, 150 meter. Malomalo village, 70 meter. Namoli village, 430 meter. Rukuruku Levu, 390. This is a concrete seawall, Mr. Speaker said, in Sigatoka. Dravuni village, 280 meters. So the Rukuruku Levu and Dravuni and Lamini, these are the concrete seawall, but the others, Ravi Ravi, Navindamu, Rekeniwai, Namukandra, Wendogo, Verevere, Malomalo, Namoli, all are nature-based seawall. In the eastern maritime, the Lindori, 200 meter seawall, nature-based seawall, Namuana, 280 meter seawall completed already. Mr. Speaker said the demand for coastal communities with regard to the need for coastal protection continues to increase every year. Currently, it stands at about 103 seawalls that we need to construct, other than the ones we are doing, 103, which will protect close to 160 villages. So the number is different, like 103 seawalls protecting 160 villages, because some of the seawalls will be protecting 2 villages, so 3 villages. So this 103 includes 17 requests from Eastern Division, about 4.8 kilometer of seawall that we need to construct in the Eastern Division, 43 requests from Central Division, about 8.7 kilometer, 30 requests from Western Division, 10.6 kilometer. So that's the largest in the Western Division. 10.6 kilometer of seawall needs to be constructed. 12 requests from Northern Division, 4.8 kilometer, making a total length of 29.1 kilometer of seawall that we need to construct. Some of this could be concrete, but the most of it, where the materials are available, we can construct a nature-based seawall, Mr. Speaker said. A nature-based seawall, Mr. Speaker said, is sustainable, durable, cheaper, and we are using nature to deal with the problem caused by nature itself. Mr. Speaker said, I want to say that the ministry is very proud of the nature-based seawall which has been developed by the ministry, our own thinking, our own original idea, our own original model. It came up, Mr. Speaker said, when we returned from Tavini, opening a 150 meter seawall at a cost of 1.2 million, and we sat down and said that we can't continue this way. Now, 150 meter seawall, $1.2 million. How are you going to get the money, and when are we going to complete these 29 kilometers of seawall that we need to do? And at that time, we didn't have 29 kilometers. At that time, it was probably about 15 kilometers or so. And then we said, look, I think we need to sit down, get to the drawing board, and come up with a model which is cheaper, durable, and sustainable, and deals with also developing an ecosystem around that area. So the nature-based seawall, apart from, providing protection to the village, we also establish an ecosystem which contributes to building resilience, expanding the biodiversity, and also provides a source of food for the communities around there. So, Mr. Speaker said, I just want to let you know that on 20th of December 2022, a volcanic eruption occurred in Tonga, which created havoc. A group of government delegates made a tour to Lau group. And Mr. Speaker said, during the visit to Dalandoni village in Burma Balawu, the people of Dalandoni thanked the government of the day for putting a 240-meter nature-based seawall, which saved their livelihood, saved their properties, saved their village. And it had not been for that nature-based seawall, 240 meter, there would have been havoc in that village with that major tidal surge arising out of the earthquake in Tonga. So, Mr. Speaker said, the climate change is a problem, is a reality, and small island states with a lot of coastal communities like Fiji in the Pacific are in the forefront of this challenge posed by climate change. And we are, in terms of thinking, we are way ahead. At the moment, we are also putting resources. We are also talking to donors, development partners. IDB has approved construction of 12 seawalls. a lot of paperwork, and we want to thank them for that. So there are other donors coming on board, Mr. Speaker said, and we are working with them and ensuring that we get them the required documentation that they need. Quite meticulous work needs to be done. So, Mr. Speaker, so we're excited that we will be able to deliver onto these 29 kilometers of seawall. I don't want to give a timeline now, but I can give a timeline maybe in 6-7 months' time when we are clearer in terms of the funding we're going to get from development partners and, of course, our own funding as well. Thank you.